world? We back at it again with another episode of Behind the Process. We're here at Elite Social Club, and today we have a very, very special episode. We're here with, it's a personal favorite for me. We're here with my frat brother, my boy, Jairus. He's the owner, Suplmnt water bottle. I mean, he's the founder. It's the first insulated, First insulated black-owned.
First black-owned insulated water bottle.
Yes, there you go. Yep. Yeah, man. So go ahead, just give yourself. Well, and of course, you know we here with Tyler.
Yeah. Tyler will be back.
Yeah. So go ahead, let me give yourself an introduction. Of course, I just said why we're here and what we're doing, but yeah, give yourself an introduction, man.
First, appreciate y'all having me. It's a long time due.
Yes.
You guys been trying to get me down here, but we here.
Yeah.
So so I'm Jairus, founder of Suplmnt, first black-owned insulated water bottle brand geared toward the culture.
Going on, it's Kim. This episode of Behind the Process is brought to you by Highlight Creative Studios in Burlington, New Jersey. If you're a creator, you like to build content, you just want to get out the house and work from home, it's a great rental space. It's beautiful. You'll love it. Capture, create, celebrate. That's their motto. Can rent space there if you want to have an open mic, if you want to have any type of art show, you want to have a baby shower, a wedding, bridal shower. Go holler at Melissa J in Burlington, New Jersey at Highlight Creative Studios.
All right, so tell us we talk about the journeys behind the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
How you got started, the steps on it. So tell us, where did the idea first come from?
So the idea first came from me selling items on Amazon. I was trying to figure out a way to get into entrepreneurship. I had a decent job at the time. It's actually where I met Cam.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Well, it's not where I met Cam. I actually met Cam somewhere else.
Yeah, that's another story.
but I had a pretty decent job, and different people would come in from other companies, and they would have these things called in services, where they would explain the product, explain how the products work, and then we would sell them. So one time I stuck back and I was asking one of the manufacturers, where do these products made? And they were just saying how they would get products made overseas, and then they would throw their logos on them and bring it here to the States and resell them. So I was just like, man, I'm killing it in the sales for this company, with these $1 million goals, but I'm not making $1 million.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me try to figure out a way to come up with a product and put my own logo on it, brand it, and sell it myself. So my first intro to doing that was trying to get on Amazon, because I was watching all these videos. I'm pretty sure some of the viewers have probably watched some of the videos with people doing Amazon Seller Central, whatever. So I went on there, and I was selling pet products at first. I was ordering products from manufacturers, and I was just reselling it on Amazon. And it was working for a little bit, but the product was heavy. It was taking up all the room in my apartment and stuff like that.
You need a whole facility for that.
Yeah, so it just wasn't working out like that. So I was just like, how do you really get to it? So I saw a video, and they was talking about white labeling items. So I found this website called Jungle Scout. And Jungle Scout tells you all the top selling items on Amazon. So I was like, I don't want to do pet or anything I got to do with food or nothing with electric, because people always want to return stuff if it's not working.
Yep.
So I was like, I saw something about hardware, and then I stumbled across the insulated bottles category by mistake. I was just scrolling. I saw this particular item was selling 40,000 units a month, and I was just like, dang, killing it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go to their website just to kind of check them out and see exactly what the brand is. And his brand was Hydro Flask at the time.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, Hydro Flask. This brand is selling thousands of items. I was like, people got to know who it is. So I started asking my peers, different people, different black people anyway.
Right.
Have you ever heard of Hydro Flask? Everybody was just like, no, what's that? So I probably asked at least 30, 40 people. And nobody knew who Hydro Flask was. So I was just like, okay. So I did more research, went on their websites. I'm just like, I never heard of this brand because they don't market to me. That's why they wouldn't come up with my algorithm, because they probably don't think that I would be interested in buying water bottles. And then I noticed once I found out, because we all know if you get if you bought a Lexus, before you bought it, you're like, oh man, this Lexus is dope. Don't nobody got this. But
you
after
see
you
him
get
everywhere.
exactly, now you see him everywhere. So it was the same concept when it came to discovering water bottles. Before I never seen it because I wasn't looking for it.
Right.
But once I went on there and I saw that they were doing crazy numbers like everywhere I went, like to the mall and stuff, I would see people with them, and it was white people. So I was just like, okay, so and then I would go, and then I went on vacation, and I was just like, I was at the beach, and I was chilling with my family. We was all, we had our like cups from the resort, like in the water, and I look over and I saw like all these groups of white people. They all had like Yetis with their liquor in it, just drinking, having
Keeping
a good
it
old
cold.
time, keeping it cold. Had a lid on it so the water wasn't getting in
Yep.
it. And I was just like, and all the black people had plastic cups, and I was just like, oh yeah, we down bad out here.
Niggas.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I was like, I want to create that brand that's actually intentionally geared toward the culture, so that way, we got something that looks like us, feels like us, and we can actually, be in the game.
Mm.
So,
It's a very dope design
my
too.
long-winded answer.
Nah, that was good.
How I discovered it.
Nah, that's a great answer.
How-
Like, and that's a giving some good background. So y'all heard what he did, what he had to go through, the websites he looked up. So do your own research as well.
Yeah.
What was that? You said Jungle? What was
Jungle
it?
Scout.
Jungle Scout.
That's
Okay.
a free gym right there.
Yeah,
That was-
exactly.
I was
Yeah.
literally thinking that when you said it, like, dang, he just dropped the gym right there.
Seriously,
Yep.
that's a free gym.
All right, so where did you come up with so what was the decision? Like, all right, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna actually make this my thing.
Right. Yeah. So it was funny. So I was just like, you know what? I had to test it. I'm like, all right, there's nothing that exists out there right now. So I was like, I'm gonna have to test it. So I did the traditional route. Well, traditional to me. I went to Alibaba and I found some knockoff hydro flasks. And I was like, let me just buy a couple of them, try to market it, see if get them out to people, see if they even like insulated water bottles.
Right.
So I ordered some. I found the manufacturer on Alibaba, and I ordered a couple different colors. I probably ordered maybe like 200 bottles. This probably was an investment of like $1,000.
Right.
Like $500 to $1,000. I can't remember. And then so when I got the bottles, I started using it. I'm just like, okay, I put the ice in there. This is dope.
So is it this bottle or is
No.
okay,
This is
Yeah,
custom.
knockoff. Alibaba.
This is before this even like
okay?
before this even came about. I had to make sure that it even would have worked. You know what I mean? I had to make sure that that the market would even be like, oh yeah, I think that's cool. So I got those. Of course, I gave them out to all my immediate friends and like people that I knew. And then I ended up doing like a little campaign on Instagram. I had created a little page. I think I probably had like 60 followers. I ain't gonna lie. And I ran me a little campaign, and then I ended up selling maybe like 80 to 100 bottles.
That's dope.
Like over the course of a month. It was like a month at least. And then people were just reaching out to me like, "Yo, man, I kept this joint in my car after balling all day, and I thought my ice was gonna be melted. I opened it. It was still in there, bro. So like, yo, how'd you invent that? Like, you got a patent?" And I'm cracking up because I'm like, yo, this stuff's been out for years. You know what I mean? But like, we weren't targeted. So it is new to you. So I was just like, okay, so I actually got something. You know what I mean? And but I was like you said, I was like, if I were to look, because I saw the vision of like it being like a massive thing, but I was like, it's gonna take time because I got to introduce it to people that never used it before. But also, I was like, if it does blow up, I don't want to be selling these freaking knocked off hydro flasks because then I'm gonna get sued.
Yep.
And one, I didn't really like that bottle. I didn't think it was the coolest bottle. I was like, I want to make a bottle that like feels more like street urban.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much that was like the tip of me trying to get in there by getting the bottles of Alibaba, giving them out, selling them. I had everybody at the job even using them.
Oh, you were still there when you?
Yeah, I was still there. Yeah,
Right,
I was still there when I like everybody around the desk had bottles.
Because they sell the bottles there too. I'm pretty sure on the site I saw that they did sell them bottles on there too.
Yeah,
so.
I was selling them for when I first started. I had those bottles. I was just like, I had to completely just wipe everything.
Yeah.
Even the Instagram, like you'll never see like those bottles on there. That was like way down when I first started. I was getting pictures done with them. I was doing everything. So that's another thing. Because I know it's like behind the process.
Yeah.
Like I was doing everything. I still do like at least like 65 to 70%. But like it's just like I had to do everything. I had to shoot the content. I had to market it. I had to sell it. I had to answer customer call. Like everything. Like I just had
to put that footwork in.
Every single thing.
Did you already have your mind wrapped around doing all that prior to getting into it, or was it like I didn't plan on doing all this?
No, I didn't plan on doing that. It just comes with the game. It really, I mean, that's I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to entrepreneurship. People try to like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job. You know, what I mean, I'm tired of working for somebody. I gotta put, you know. And it's like you think when you leave work and you work for yourself that it's gonna be like easier, but like no, it's harder. Because guess what? When something goes wrong at work, you can just send that to whoever's your higher up or whoever's. But when you're the man, it falls on your shoulders. Everything. You know what I mean?
Cost to be the boss. That's what they
Cost to be
say.
the boss. That's a fact.
And you eat what you kill. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
seriously.
Yeah, so
It's not like,
can't blame nobody for doing work either.
Yeah. So how long would you say like this process took? Like before you really like said like, all right, I'm here. I'm here now. These are my bottles, and this is what I'm putting up.
Where'd you get the name from?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good question.
So I would say I was doing the brand the bottle was called before Moto came. It's called the Moto. That was the name of the brand.
Okay.
Okay.
And
That's the name that you came up with, or that's the way
yeah, no, that was just the name I came up with at the time. Like this is probably back in
That's
like
funny because everybody always has a whack.
Yeah.
yeah.
You see, he didn't want to say it.
I know, right? Nah, so yeah, we were called the Moto Can in the beginning. Like it was like I don't know, it was like motivation. I was just making up shit.
Yeah.
It came to me and I was like, yeah, I need to just come up with a name and just get these joints out here. I'm like, if I get stuck up on a name, I'm never going like do it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, let me just put some action for it. So I was doing that, and then I was just like, I actually stopped for like I was doing that for like maybe like 6 months. I had all these bottles. Because once people started buying them, I ended up buying a bunch more, and then like life started happening. I just like kind of fell off, and then I
Now, are these bottles or the other?
no.
ones?
I didn't even get here yet.
Okay.
This was like so I was with the Moto Can for at least like 6 months, and then I stopped. I stopped like the whole entire thing for like another like 4 months, and then it just kind of like resurfaced. I think I had went away. I had did something. I had went away, and then I was just like I was getting haunted by water bottles.
You see them everywhere.
I
Yeah.
was just seeing them, and it just kept reminding me, like, bro, you should probably like give another crack at it. So I was just like, all right. So if I want to do this, I need to meet somebody that knows something about water bottles. I'm just like, I don't know the first thing about doing this.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right. So I was Googling like the different brands and stuff like that, and the different founders. Then I found the original founder of Hydro Flask on LinkedIn. And so I had messaged him on LinkedIn, and he didn't answer it for like 2 weeks. And then one day at work, which is funny, I got like a message on LinkedIn, like boom. It was like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Like, I think your concept is cool. Like, I'll be willing to jump on a quick Zoom call if you're down. So I was like,
That's dope.
So I was like, all right. So I'm like literally at work at the time, and I step out and I like set up the camera in my car and shit. And I'm just like, all right, let me talk to this guy, because at first I'm trying to make sure that it was really him anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, because I didn't think he would respond. So I got on the Zoom call. It was him, and he was like, yo, man, like, so tell me about it. So I was telling him like, yo, I'm just trying to. I like what you did with Hydro Flask, but I'm trying to do something like that, but like similar, but like geared more toward the urban culture, because I feel like there's no water bottle that's geared toward the culture, and I'm trying to encourage people to drink more water. So he was like, oh, yo, that's a super dope idea. Like, yeah, man, I'm down. So he was the one that helped me in the very beginning to like understand a little bit more about the industry, introduce me to like different factors.
That's very dope of him. Yeah.
And so it was like those were like creating that relationship first, and then getting with he was like showing me like, yo, you got to get introduced to some VC firms, because you have to raise money. Like if you want to get your own bottle, it's going to cost money.
Can you explain what that is?
What
you said? VC firms?
Yeah, venture capitalists. So it's just like, it's a group. It's a ton of venture capitalist firms like that pretty much will listen to your idea, let you pitch it to them, and if they like it. It's normally a group, so it's normally like a group of like 50 people.
Think of Shark Tank.
Yeah,
Think of Shark Tank.
Shark Tank is like high level. It's like it's a couple like really rich motherfuckers, but it's only like 3 of them there. On the VC call, it's gonna be like 50 people that are like not as rich as the Shark Tank people, but they got like 50, 60, 70,000 that they'll just give you. You know what I mean? Like they play with that every year. They play with like 50, 60,000 that they just want to invest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So so he introduced me to a couple of them. He didn't want me to go with the one that I went with, but at this time I was starting to like get away from like wanting to work with him because it was just like I was trying to reach the culture and he was like extremely like grew up in Oregon. His definition of like, you know, of like black people was just like stuff he seen in movies.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God.
like we couldn't really work because he was rubbing me the wrong way too many times. So I was just like,
But still, shout out to him for even throwing the oop.
but yeah, building those relationships because you know, I come from a corporate American background, so I already know how to talk to cities. So I already knew how to like finesse it and like make sure that you know, me and him worked together enough to get me where I needed to, you know, like the relationships I needed to start, and then I kind of like took it from there. Like I can't go nowhere with you. I gotta but, like thanks for like, you know, doing some intros, and then so then I went with this one venture capitalist, and that's where I met a black industrial designer. His name's Ish. He's actually from New York, but I met him in Chicago. So that's why on the bottom of the bottles it say like designed in the shop because that's where we were when we was designing.
Okay.
So so that's when, you know, I got with them and I explained the idea. Shout out to industrial designers because it's crazy. You can just like formulate an idea and tell them like, oh, I want the bottle to feel like this, and then they just show up and they just like, you know, bunch of CAD files showing you all these different kind of bottles they just designed in their head, and we ended up like he designed maybe like four bottles, and we ended up like merging like three of them, like taking the best parts of each one and like making ours. You know what I'm saying?
He's giving y'all some real behind the process stuff right now.
Yeah,
just
I've never went in this much detail on camera.
This is behind the process. Right. Yeah.
So when you talk about the bottle, talk about like show the design of the bottle, what you had in mind and what you brought to life.
Yeah, so we wanted to first we wanted to let me use this one.
That's the camera right there.
Oh, so we wanted to make sure that the bottle was incorporating like stuff that like the culture could resonate with. And what better than sneakers? I mean, like that's like a huge thing in urban communities, just like being sneakerheads or just wanting to be fly in general.
Right.
So you know, we wanted to put a rubber boot on the bottom so that way it's good, like a non-slip.
Yep. It ain't getting like the condensation and all that.
Yeah, it's just you know, I mean, you can put this on glass tables and stuff like that, and you could go. But we also wanted it to look cool, so we wanted to make it like a replica of a Nike Jordan 1 bottom. So that's pretty much what that is. And then on the top, and we actually kind of we was telling the manufacturer like, yeah, we wanted to have like this gritty texture, and then they pulled it off great. I mean, it's like a gritty texture. It's supposed to be like resemblance of like the streets or whatever. It's like a black top. You know what I mean? And then we have our logo, which is the Blocks logo, which is it's the blocks. It's pretty much, you know, the streets that everybody grew up on. Yeah, I mean, it's something that you can look at. You know what I mean? Once you know what it is, like you can resonate with it. And then we wanted to, of course, incorporate more sneaker culture. So we got the shoestring carrying loop.
And it's easier to carry.
Easy to carry, make it, you know what I mean, like something. And then of course the rubber overmold, so that way it's like super comfortable in your hands and stuff like that. So yeah, man. Pretty much the process of the design. Of course, we had to do a whole bunch of back and forths. But
I'm about to say, hold on, we got to go back. We got to backtrack a little bit.
Yeah,
the name.
Right. So it's funny because of course I had Dead It Motorking. That was once I got with the people that was you know, I got with some industrial designers and we was all going back and forth. Everybody just like, I was like, cool, because I wasn't married to that name anyway. Plus, it was on a BS bottle, so I was just like, yeah, we got to come up with something to do. So we actually was going to start the brand as a whole nother name, but like I couldn't own it. So that was another thing. You know, I was going to start a brand new social media. I was going to have to make a website, all these things. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to like make no weird URL because like. Some people like to make a name, but like that name's already owned on.
Oh yeah, we had to go through that.
Yeah, it's already on. Like you can't get the website, you can't get the Instagram, you can't So I wanted to make something unique that like everything would be the same. Like the website would be the same, the Instagram would be the same. So and it's funny because after we had got it designed, we had to change the name last minute.
Oh, so you didn't even have the name when you got the design?
No, well we were going to be called Antidote. Actually,
I like that though. Actually, that's not bad.
So we was going because the whole thing was educating the urban community on the importance of drinking water and staying hydrated. So we was like, oh, like the water bottles like going viral, like the antidote to the urban community. Like everybody would start drinking water.
Mm.
But when I had to get lawyers involved. When my lawyer looked it up, he was just like, oh no, like this other brand, Camelback, which is like an old school brand. They own the word antidote in the water bottle space.
That's crazy.
So if I would have went with that, they would have, and then they would have let me blow up, and then they would
Yeah.
have
They
would have let me blow up. They would have sued me and took all that shit. So I was like, yeah, I can't do that. So I was just like, I gotta. And so the bottles were already being designed. They were already being like made in China, and they were just like, yo, like, wait, so y'all don't want that name, so y'all gotta give us a name in the next like 4 days because like we have to finish the bottles. Like y'all, like you're on the clock. So I had to brainstorm for like, bro, it's so like trying to come up with names is the hardest thing. Because it's like it defines your brand. You know what I mean? And then once you set the name, you gotta run with it. You know what I mean? You gotta keep the name. And then also you don't want to get sued. So every name that I would come up with, I have to run it to my lawyer. Like, yo,
spell it different and everything.
He would have to go in, and mind you, that sometimes that don't even work either. So like, even with that, like we was trying to figure out if we could spell antidote differently, but it's like no, like if it's perceived, like it's so much underlining stuff with the law. So I'm just like, yo, I was like, yo, we're all about hydration. I'm like, let me figure out, like I was just like putting names in a hat, and I was taking other things, and I was just like reading the definitions, and then I just came up with I was typing in like what's the body's most important supplement, and then it said water, and I was like wait, the body's most important supplement is water. So I was looking at the sentence, and I'm just like, what out of this sentence can I make a name? And then I saw I saw the word supplement, and I was just like, it's just too long now. I'm not rocking with it. So then I had took out some stuff clearly. Yeah. When you look at it, I took out a lot of the letters, and I was like, oh, that looked hard. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, so supplement. Water's the body's most important supplement. And I shot it over to my lawyer. He did the search in the system. He was like, yep, you can own it. I was like,
go now.
I was like, put it in there right now. And then I went to Instagram. And I typed the name in, no accounts came up.
Even the regular way, you typed it in the actual way too.
I typed it up the regular way just to see like if it's nobody was there. So I was like, boom. So I made that. I changed the name to that. I checked the website joint and the database, saw that I could own that. I bought it. I was like, so I was able to get everything under that name like that same day. So that's pretty much the story behind it.
So how much do you think you had to invest yourself? Because I know you say you went with some venture capitalists.
Right.
So how much do you think you probably had to come out of pocket to get all this done? In the beginning,
I would say $0 because I had got people to invest about $50,000 to start.
Okay.
I had raised money like 3 times. So altogether, I think I raised around $150,000.
That's
so.
Crazy.
But the first time,
so you must have had a good business plan.
Yeah, well, it was more like a pitch deck. So like,
okay.
It's just creating a good pitch deck. You know what I mean? Like I had put a pitch deck with a bunch of different and this is something that is going to book on how to create a pitch deck that'll get you to raise $100,000.
Yeah, so mark that. Mark that, and so you can look that back up.
Yeah, so I had to create a pitch deck, and I had to rehearse it, and I practiced that joint, and then I had to pitch to all of those people just like staring at me on a Zoom call. This is that's also another important part. This was during the heart of COVID. COVID was happening. Nobody was trying to spend no money, bro. Everybody was trying to save. People didn't know when the country was going to open up.
But they wanted water, though. They were trying to be more healthier, so it's like kind of. Yeah,
but
that was perfect timing.
This is the thing. When trying to raise money was hard. It was super hard because
nobody wanted to put it out.
Nobody wanted because it's a product. That's the thing. Like people like safe stuff. They like real estate. They like, you know what I mean. People like to invest in like super safe things. When they think of product, they think, oh, it could work, but it also couldn't work.
Yeah. And
I don't want to be out of my money. So, but that's also a cool thing about working with a VC firm that is like 50 people. So, you know what I mean? With those people, it's like, somebody will just like, I got to spare 10,000. I got to spare 5. So it was like that.
The group doesn't make a group decision to
individually. Yeah. So they don't vote on you. It's just like, if I felt compelled by
they can talk to you on the side.
They'll email me on the side. They'll be like, hey, I love what you did. And then it was like, I had got like 5 of them at like that after I did my first pitch. He was like, oh, I like what you did. I want to invest 10,000. This guy like, oh, I want to invest 20. I want to invest 5. I want to invest 5. shit, I'm like, and then it's like, then the next guy's like, oh, and then like the late people came at the end, so I was up to like 50,000. I was just like, sweet. So I used the 50,000 to pay for the tooling, to pay for the lawyer stuff. So I wasn't coming out of pocket because you know I was prepared to, because I did have bread stacked up from working and stuff like that. But I didn't have to.
So how do people get in front of a VC firm, like somebody out there with a product?
LinkedIn, just LinkedIn. Like you go on there, you know what I'm saying? You go on LinkedIn and you gotta search it. Like it's so many different avenues on how to find VC firms.
Yeah. So just look up VC firms, basically. I mean, put a little footwork in.
Yeah, you gotta put a little footwork in. You know I mean? I'll give you the exact things to do
In the book.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. When it came to getting the product and making the product, right? Is there anything that you thought was mad important that now you look back and like, that really didn't matter? I can skip
good
that
question.
part. You know what I mean?
Great question.
Get hung up on the dumb stuff in the beginning a lot of times.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I think I would say when it came to the product, it's not really much that I would say like it was. I think taking the time. I think don't overthink it to where you're not doing nothing. But I do think that you do need to like really think about the intricate details of like the process of like even what the product does, the name. But you do need to act. So I would say don't give yourself too much time to just be sitting there because then you're never gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I do think like especially when it comes to contracts that you like with people that you're working with, like you need to read that joint 2-3 times. Even though you think like, okay, I have $0 now, and this person is smart and they probably could help me out. Don't do that because you gotta view your business in the beginning like it's $1 million company.
Yeah.
Because later on, once you start to you start working with that person, you realize like this person ain't doing nothing. I just gave them like 30% of my brand, thinking that they was going based on what I thought they did, based on like Instagram or their previous accolades and stuff like that. So I would say pay way more attention. The only thing I would not that I 100% regret because I was still like a 90% owner, so I was able to like end contracts because I was running the show.
Yeah.
But like it's very easy to like write your way out of a business. You know what I mean? Where you grow and you didn't let too many people get in. Now like they have the majority and they could just like kind of kick you out your own shit.
Yeah.
Or they could just be making decisions and like legally you can't
do shit about it.
You can't do shit. You can't fire them. You can't move them out. So I would say definitely pay like 1,000% attention to contracts.
That's what you got a lawyer for.
Don't try to just be like, oh, that's my man. Nah, not in business.
They're jerky.
Your man, it could be your man's, but it's not in business. Like when it comes to that paperwork and signed signatures, I'll take it to court. I'll let joint blow up. I'll take it. He could have not been there for the whole time of the grow up, but you never like got that part dissolved and that mug will come back and see. Or take a portion. You'll be pissed because he ain't put in no work. Like, it happens to people in real life on a lower scale. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if you're coming up with something and you think that it's going to be something that's big, definitely take the time to really look at those contracts and be smart about it.
I see a real dope bottle over there. Why that's on the floor?
Which one?
That one.
This one?
That thing is nice.
Oh yeah. So
look at that.
So that's another portion of like the story is just like is after creating it.
Nike.
Even though the bottle is dope,
always fresh,
and you think that it's gonna blow up,
Oregon.
I had raised money, I had bottles, I had everything going, but I did not know how to sell them to people. I didn't know how to get people to actually want to buy them. So I feel like that was like a big hurdle for me, was trying to figure out like create some type of science to like create content, to try and like create content that resonate with people. That was like, yo, this is dope. And that took me a while. That took me at least a year and a half to figure out. You know what I mean? Working with different influencers and like trying to get them to take it on. And that's when that was another thing that I realized was that like especially with your vision, it's hard. Like you can't really put the responsibility on somebody else to be able to like articulate your business in the right way because only you know it in the beginning stages. Right. Now, once like Nike, of course, they can just hire like people now. But like when they first started, they had to be the ones in the lab doing all the creation and stuff like that. So we were so stagnant, man. We was at like 2,500 followers, 3,000 followers. I'm just like, bro, like how to like, and I wasn't making any money, and we were just like we were selling bottles, but it wasn't enough. You know what I mean? And I had raised all this money. I got investors like Hey, so give me an update, man. What's going on? Like, how's everything going? I didn't raise all this money. These brothers asking me, like, what's going on? I'm just like, bro, like, I'm trying to figure it out. So I'm getting on these calls. I'm just like, yeah, I gotta figure it out. So I was trying to do like all these different like side things with like artists because I wanted the bottles to be like this exclusive thing that like we could do like limited edition drops where it's only like X amount and people would be like standing in line trying to buy them. I had this whole vision of what I was trying to do. I had no clue how I was going to do it, but I had talked to this guy, this artist in Vegas, and it was pretty done. And he was like, yeah,
Pretty done.
Yeah, he was like, I had sent him a template. And he was like, yo, I'll design some artwork. Like, you know what I mean, you could buy the artwork off me for like $250. I was like, I got $250. So I sent him the $250. He did the artwork. I sent it over to China. China made me a bunch of bottles, and then I posted them. People were actually buying them. But then he does murals. So like he goes to like different businesses. People hire him. He just does like huge murals on like sides of buildings, walls. So one time he was doing a mural and he had the bottle on the floor, and then this company he was doing a mural for Warby Parker, and it was like, hey man, I love that bottle, man. I've never seen that before.
Look at God, man.
What brand is that? And he was like, oh, this is a new brand. They just started.
Black on.
Yeah, he's like, I'll give you this contact. So he was like, all right. So he gave the guy my contact. They reached out to me, and I was just like, and mind you, I had no infrastructure for corporate orders yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was making this stuff up on the fly because, like I said, I came from sales, so I knew how to do it. I knew how to set it up, and like margins and like all of that stuff. It's just stuff that you learn being a sales rep. So luckily, I mean that
seriously, yeah.
Actually, working there actually helped me.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna drop it either.
but they, that actually did help me, like knowing how to navigate sales like that. So I was able to land that. It was like a 4,000 bottle order. It was like 60 something.
Oh, that's dope.
So I was able to get that one order, and I was like, oh, I'm back. Like, oh, 60 grand off one order. I'm just like, okay, so custom orders is what's
literally just by
help
seeing
me.
it. Just by seeing
it. I can't make this up, bro.
That's crazy.
I didn't like just the artist. He's somebody, and shout out to him for even like telling me. But like just the artist, he they saw it with him, and they was just like, yeah, that was dope. He reached out to me. I got the corporate order. We delivered it on time. You know what I mean? I was able to pocket maybe like 30,000, 38,000 from that. And then we was just like, I was like, oh, so we off to the races. Now I just need to figure out how to get corporate orders.
Mm-hmm.
And then I figured out, I created a super dope system here in the States to like do custom order bottles, under 3 weeks. So like I can get stuff done, which was huge. Like I'm able to get, custom orders done really quickly. So as a result, I was able, I started to build my team. I started to work with different people that are leaders in their industry, wherever they work. And they have like a crazy Rolodex, and they love the brand. They was like, oh, I can definitely help with getting corporate orders. Of course they get commissions and stuff like that. So I have a team now that just like we just constantly juice. So this bottle right here we did for like Nike. It was I forget which one this was, but it was definitely feels like a golf event we did for them.
Okay.
I had a whole bunch. I didn't really bring too many though. We did Invest Fest. We did a ton. We did this year. We did the
I'll name drop one. Drew League.
The Drew League.
Yeah.
We did the Drew League. We did the McDonald's All American game.
Oh, that's
with Adidas.
crazy.
We did this year. This just
that's
we just
crazy.
got these like a week or two ago. So
I'll drop another one 80 did too. You know what I mean? The biggest comedian out right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We did
Kevin Hart. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that joint.
I mean, I gotta gas my guy up, man. If he ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Shit.
Yeah, we do a lot of those corporate orders. So like that's what was keeping the lights on and allow us to do like fun stuff. And then like I said, to piggyback off like trying to figure out the algorithm on Instagram, this was giving me the time to like fail.
Yeah.
And, like try something out, it's not working, but I'm not like tripping because I'm not dependent on like the website sales to keep the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a cool thing to kind of like find some
and it just happened for you, kind of like that's crazy.
Yeah,
like you're trying to figure it out, and it just happened.
Yeah, and then what I did was I took control over creating the content.
Yeah.
Because before I was trying to get other people to do it for me, like telling them my ideas, and they would send me stuff, and I wouldn't like it, but I would still post it, and it wasn't really doing well. But once I took it over, you know what I mean, we grew in like 3 months to like 10,000 followers from like 3. So like it was just like now we're just like
you didn't even
steadily
have to
climbing,
pay for that.
and I didn't have to pay for it. But we did run a couple ads
Okay.
that we paid, but like I didn't pay for followers. Like I paid for more
Yeah.
viewers to see the
Yeah,
ad,
yeah.
and if they like it, they follow.
What does your day-to-day look like?
So my day to day, I would say my day is like it's definitely more free than every person. I'm not gonna lie, but like it's only because I streamline my business at this stage.
And
So
you
like
paying niggas too. Don't leave that part
yeah,
out.
like I have people that work for me, and I got people that's like on my team. I got partners. I do got like I got a factory. I got a place that does all my customization, so I'm not physically actually having to. I get the orders and stuff. Like I do all the clerical part, administration part. But I do also have people that go out and try and get sales. I spend a portion of my day trying to get sales. I spend a portion of my day trying to get content, and then also when it comes to like shipping, like I have a place that does all my shipping. So when the orders come in, they send stuff out. So I'm not. People always think this is funny. Like my family comes to my house and they're like, yeah, man, I need that bottle, man. Go get one. I'm like, bro, I don't have no bottles here. Like I don't know why.
I do it all the time too. Every time I come, man, I know you got something in there.
Yo, everybody thinks that. Everybody like, yo, man, let me get a bottle, man. I got $20. I'm like, bro, I don't actually sell bottles in my house, like, at all.
He says it every single time.
The only bottles I have is the custom ones that sit on my shelf as like trophies. Like,
nope, I take them.
I only have literally one of these. I don't sell it. That's why I still have it. But like, so people think that I'm actually actively like grabbing bottles, putting it in the box, taping them and shit. Like, nah, I'm like, I don't do none of that stuff. Like, I have people that's doing all of that.
And so, that corporate order, man, change that nigga, man.
The corporate orders, it definitely put us in the game to the point where like I have a streamlined business now. So like stuff is like like in order. You know what I mean? So but the thing about it is I work all the time. I'm never really off. You know what I mean? So like I'm always working. I just got an email right now about this company that's trying to get some water bottles. So I'll reach back out to them, like send them a template, send them the catalog, find out what they're trying to do. Schedule calls and stuff like that. I had PR for a little bit, so I was trying to get like written about and stuff like that. So it's just like it's a process. It's just constantly just trying stuff, and I would say definitely it's just more so just like the not giving up part. Because there was even parts, even after getting all the corporate orders, we got to a really low part.
Oh, really?
Where we overextended ourselves on ordering. Like we bought way too many bottles, and we didn't have enough money really to pay for it. so how it works is like you think because you're getting corporate orders and they're coming through, so you're like, yo, so you're expecting that you're gonna get more. So you're like, okay, I'm going to use all of this money and just because I have, I was getting bottles done here in the States, like hotcakes. So I was just like, all right, let me just buy. But I was running out of bottles too quick. So I'm like, let me just buy a bunch of bottles, get them shipped out here. And, but we had to be old China. Oh my God, we got to pay for this. So I ended up having to take out a loan with one of the VC firms I worked with. They had like a program where I was able to take out money from them, but I would have to pay them back.
Yeah.
So that was able to get us out the jam. But like before that happened though, it was like I was really like, yo, you know what I mean? I had a baby on the way. It was like all this stuff was just happening. I was just like, yo, I need to get a job.
They got all these corporate orders. Now I gotta go back to fucking working.
I need to get a job. The crazy part is I did get a job.
Oh damn!
I was selling COVID test strips. I had found this company. I was working with Roger. It was funny. We ended up getting this job. We was selling.
Shout out to Roger, man. I ain't seen him in a while.
Yeah, it was like an under the table type job. It was over the table, but that was like under the table stuff going on too. Like, but we was killing it. And I only worked there for a couple months. I made like 40,000. Maybe for like I think I worked there for like maybe like four or 5 months. I made like 40,000. It was crazy, but that definitely kept me up.
All right, cool.
That definitely kept me up. That definitely right there. That definitely helped me with the whole situation. But definitely, it was a portion at a time. It was so many different instances where I just was like, I need to get a job. I need to quit. Like I was ready to quit, bro. So like I would say definitely one of those defining things between like somebody that's like a successful business person and somebody that's not. It's just not quitting. That's literally it. It's just not stopping. Like regardless of how whack it is in the beginning, how unorganized it is, like not having processes set up, it don't matter. Just keep freaking doing it. That's what I've learned over the last 5 years was just not. I'm only at this stage right now because I just didn't stop. I just fuck it, I don't care what nobody said. You gotta think. In the beginning, everybody was telling me this was stupid, bro. Like
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Yo, in the beginning, yo, I'll never forget. Like I used to tell people, even at work, like they'd be like, yo, I don't know about that water bottle thing, man. Like what do you like? I don't get it. Like, why would you want to sell water bottles? And but mind you, I seen the numbers. I seen that Hydro Flask
because they didn't know our culture either. Though.
Yeah, but also that nobody even thinks about how much a water bottle company is worth. You know what I mean? Like Yeti's worth like 3.1 billion. They made like 3.1 billion dollars last year. And Hydro Flask did like $1.2 billion last year.
And
like
also, you're not just putting water in these things.
Yeah, you can
literally put whatever you want. Keeps it hot and cold.
Keeps it hot, cold, 24 hours cold, 12 hours hot. But it's like, it's just like people were just really just like this concept they couldn't really get behind because they weren't actually using it.
They didn't see the vision.
They didn't see the vision. So I'm saying like people were literally telling me like, bro, that's what you're trying to do. So like I had to like fight up, but luckily I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. So I just was like, I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm like, you don't get it, it's cool. Like eventually you will. You start seeing it all over the place. You at the airport, you see motherfuckers with Suplmnt bottles. I'm like, yo. So we still ain't at that point of I'm seeing them everywhere, but I have seen them in random places, and people have seen them in random places. Like somebody was in an Uber in Chicago, and they were just they had got in an Uber. And the person had a red Suplmnt bottle in their cup holder and shit. And they sent the picture like, yo, I'm like, oh shit. So like it's starting, like people are like, you're starting to see them more regularly. And so, but like eventually it's gonna be one of those things like where you'll be seeing these joints all over the place. Damn, yo, why didn't I think of that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't I think of that?
So I got a question for you. So you know all the hype about them damn Stanley Cups and all that.
Yeah.
So what sets your product aside from them? Like, what's the difference? What would you say? Because I see the designs are way better.
Well,
I'll say that for one.
The designs are definitely 100% different from Stanley, but Stanley has been around for 100.
Yeah, they got fucking lunch boxes and everything.
Yeah, Stanley's been doing this for a century. So like, a lot of times I like to think about like how was the climate 100 years ago?
Right.
People that look like me. Pretty rough.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that they're like but I would say that their founding fathers didn't really care about
they were thinking about us. Yeah.
But I would say the only difference probably is definitely our installation is better and ours are leak proof. You knock a Stanley over, it's gonna spill all over the place. But I do like the design.
And they ain't sliding all over the place either.
Yeah,
they got grip on them.
They they're a balling company. So like whatever you don't like about the brand, they can fix it in a day and it'll be done. I would say it's more so about the culture of the brand. Like it's a construction company brand. You know what I mean, they just now getting into like doing stuff with like the everyday person, but because it's lucrative, but it's not because they actually care about you.
Yep.
I would say the one of the most important things about Suplmnt is that our brand is water supplies with support supplements. So our whole mission is to educate urban communities on the importance of drinking water, staying hydrated. Having a bottle is like a daily reminder to make sure that you're drinking water, staying hydrated. So it's more of a mission focused brand versus just like a big box store brand that don't really care who buys it. You don't even know what the owner looks like. You're never going to hear them talk. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing personal about them. It's corporate America.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest differentiation of us and them. Is that this is the people. This is where I'm here. I'm out here grinding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cinderella story.
So man, you gave us a lot of part of the whole journey.
Yeah.
You brought it full circle from the beginning to where you are now. What's the goal for this year for Suplmnt? What's the big thing next?
We launching the 48-ounce bottles.
Yeah, I was looking at that over there. I never saw that one.
Joints. Everybody been asking, oh, we need a bigger size. We need that. I drink way more than that. Let us know when the bigger one is dropping. Well, it's dropping. All right, next week. We out here. I mean, I don't know when this is gonna go live or get posted, but this is gonna go live today. May 7th, it'll be on the website.
So that one has the straw in it and everything.
Yeah, all these. These only come in straw lid because
okay,
yeah. But it's not that heavy. and it's this actually keeps your stuff cold for 36 hours.
Oh damn.
So it's this thicker insulation, thicker inner wall, more durable. 48 ounces coming. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be coming out with some other different SKUs and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool stuff happening.
That's
Stay
dope,
tuned, man. Follow the Instagram.
Yeah. I'm about to say, go ahead, tag all your links, man.
Yeah,
How
man.
can people find you?
SUPLMNT on all platforms. I talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Importance of getting that good name.
All right, man. We talked to a lot of people that come on. You know what I mean, we getting more in touch with a lot of people. Our circle is growing. What is a connection that you could use to help push your brand out there more?
Ooh, dope
Let us bridge the gap
question.
for you, man.
A connection. I would say anybody that's just trying to make us content and collab posts with us. You got a decent following, and you wanna. We got different concepts that we're trying to push as far as like matching the bottles with your outfit. Also other podcasts. Like if you're into interviewing people that are in entrepreneurship, stuff like that, I'm always down to pull up and just like kind of tell the story. Especially if you can you're recording, I can get some sound bites and some little clips and stuff like that.
Oh, that's free PR for you.
Yeah, for sure. So like any stuff like that, of course, I always love to tell a story. I'm always looking for content creators, people that's willing to do some free stuff, create some stuff for me and stuff like that. Yeah, so pretty much where I'm at this stage.
All right, man. Yeah, well, I mean, look, he said a lot. I hope y'all tuned in. I hope y'all listening. He dropped hella gems. And how off the wall is like the water bottle. And he's getting it now. He don't work anymore for nobody else. He works for himself.
But man, it's the first time you told the whole story too. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
The book is coming. The book is coming though.
The book is
coming. So look out for it. Yeah, man.
We're here for the journey. You'll see us. We always see us posting this stuff on the IG pages and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the Noops. See the Noops achieve.
Appreciate you coming out here.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Yo to the bros.